Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you enjoyed part one, and let me know what you think. I'd love to get your feedback, and hope you enjoy the next part. Thanks. Okay, so we'll see if this works. So far, something is definitely broken. So let's take a look. The reason why we're having this problem is because we have nothing here, and so we want to actually go get the input value dot value. So let's test that, and we still have a problem. Instead of doing dot, we should do is put it in brackets. That we need to actually map this array, because it's an array, so we can't just put in this value directly. So in order to do that, we need to do items map, and we're gonna get our item, and we're gonna need the ID, and we're going to return a div, and inside that div we'll return our li, and inside this li we'll want item.value. Okay. Test. That seems to work. So we're on the right track here. Now we're getting a little warning here because React wants something that's an array that's being mapped. It wants that this div right here to be assigned a key that's unique. So you just gotta give it something unique. In this case, we're going to use the ID. And we'll try that again. Homework. Okay, it looks good. So far everything's good. Now one of the problems we have is that this here is staying right here, and we want to kind of get rid of that, so that's not good. And another problem we have is that if we click on this with nothing in there, it's giving us an empty string, and that's a problem. So we need to, first of all, let's tackle the empty string here, the empty to do item. And in order to do that, we'll just create an if statement right here. So we're going to say if the input value does not equal to an empty string, then do this. Okay, so now it shouldn't give us that empty string, and it doesn't. Well, let's just restart this. So now it's working. Now another problem we have is that when we press enter, oh yeah, well, first of all, let me fix the issue of this word staying here. We want to clear it. So the way to do that is that right here we could set the input value to an empty string. So this should work. Do homework, and now it works. So that's good. The next thing we want to work on here is we want to be able to press enter so that this button works when we press enter. And right now that's not happening. And so in order to do that, we're going to use effect. We're going to use effect. All right, so to do that, we will go right here and React use effect. Okay, now the way use effect works, it's kind of like a way to tell React to do something. So you kind of do something on the render, and it's going to take a dependency array. So in other words, this could be totally empty, which means just do this thing that I'm going to tell you to do when you on first render. But if you want it to do something, whatever it is you want it to do, whenever something changes, you put that thing in here. So whenever items changes, we're going to need it to do something, and whenever input value changes, we're going to need it to do something. And so one of the things we're going to need it to do is we will need it to need it to listen. So we're going to add an event listener, and we'll just do handle key down, just like that. And whenever you use use effect, you want to clean up these. You don't write clean up, but you want to clean up your event listeners and whatever it is you're doing, especially event listeners. And so in order to do that, and if you don't do this, you will have some issues. Things will break. So it's just good practice. And you could just do window.remove event listener, key down, and handle key down. It's great. And now we actually have to say what exactly is key down going to be doing. Well, we'll put it in the use effect function, key down. And what we'll do is if the event.code, we need that event right here, is enter, and I'll need 3 equal signs here. Then we could do handle btn. Now, one little issue that we're going to get here is that we're going to get a warning. Oh, let's see what we're being told here. Handle key down is not. Oh, that's because I called it key down. Handle key down. There we go. Okay. So far, everything looks good. And the enter button works, and it's great. We're not getting any warnings, so that's a good sign. So far, so good. Now, another thing that we wanted to just make sure that we're doing, oh, actually we are getting a warning right here, and the warning is, I could probably take a look here, right here in the problem section. It wants handle button to be listed as a dependency, and it's a good idea to do that. So what we'll do is we'll handle button. Now the problem when we do that is that React doesn't like that handle button is out here, okay? And the best way to do this is either you could, instead of actually doing handle button in here, you could rewrite everything here and just put it in, or we could just tell the linter to ignore this, and there shouldn't be any issues with that. So in order to ignore that warning, we could just put this ESLint disable next line, and everything should be okay. Now, another thing we want our app to do for good user experience is to be able to kind of have this cursor automatically there. And so right now it's not going to be automatically there. Yeah, so once we refresh the page, it's not there. Okay, so we want it to autofocus. So on the styled input, we're going to put autofocus. Okay. And we'll see if that works. It does. Now let's see if we click enter, it's gone. So we want it to autofocus even when we click enter. So we could do that with something called useRef. And ref is something, or useRef is something that we can use in order to target an element, like to do something specific with an element. In this case, we're going to use focus. Okay, so in order to do that, we are going to right here just do const ref equals react.useRef, just like that. And then in the use effect, we are going to do ref dot current dot focus. So in other words, when these are changed in any way, it's going to make sure that the whatever we assign the ref is going to focus. Okay, and so in this case, right here, we're going to need ref, ref, and ref, like just like that. And we refresh our React app, and so far everything's working. Test. If I click, and it gets back, it focuses, which is wonderful. It's looking good, and the experience is smooth.